What happened?
I repaired the fracture. That went smoothly. But during the surgery, your husband had an incident of coronary distress. He had a heart attack. And we took every possible precaution. The anesthetic was light. The anesthetist monitored the EKG every minute. I worked quickly. But apparently his heart couldn't take the strain.
What kind of attack did he have?
In medical terms, it's called a myocardial infarction. That's an occlusion, a block, caused by a blood clot in one of the coronary arteries.
His first attack was a coronary thrombosis. This isn't the same thing. It isn't as bad?
I'm afraid it's quite severe.
His heart's damaged.
A portion of the heart muscle is, yes.
Permanently.
The EKG showed T-wave changes, and that's not reversible.
What are you saying? What will the damage do to him? How will he live?
Not as you'd hoped.
Explain.
Mr. Woodard's activities will be restricted for a long time. He'll have to spend months in bed. Absolute quiet. No strain, no pressures of any kind. Another cardiac incident is a possibility, but it's a remote one if he gets the kind of care that he needs.
If he becomes a vegetable.
His brain will function normally. He'll be able to talk. Mrs. Woodard, he's alive.
He is not alive! Not by his definition or mine.
I know what this means in terms of career and your plans. I'm terribly sorry.
Well, don't be sorry. Don't you dare be sorry for him. You just go out there and you find a way to put him back together again. You make his heart work so he can really be alive. He's got things to do. He's got a business to run, a campaign, votes. My God, he's going to run for the Senate. He can't be an invalid. This is ridiculous, don't you? He'll go crazy. He will hate this. He'd rather be dead. I'd rather have him be dead.
I know you don't mean that.
Oh, yes, I do. I mean every single word of it. I wish he had died on your operating table and he would tell you the same thing. Do you think he's going to want to wake up every day knowing he's destroyed? Knowing that he's trapped in a helpless body, absolutely dependent? He will beg to die.
Ray.
He's going to beg.
In time, he'll make improvements. He'll adjust.
Oh, stop it. Don't try to talk about him. You don't know him.
I'm afraid we've talked enough for now. Mrs. Woodard, since you won't be able to see him for another hour, may I suggest...
I don't want to see him.
Maybe that's just as well. He'll be in intensive care overnight at least.
Would you get out of here, please?
Mrs. Woodard, may I suggest that you take a light sedative? I'll send a nurse in with something.
Why don't you send a nurse in with a new heart for my husband?
Will you be able to stay with her a while?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll be on duty till midnight.
Thanks. Yeah.
It's just so sad, that's all. It's just the saddest thing that could ever happen to Bill.